It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Dallas, Texas. And it's 7 p.m. in New York City. Hello, everyone. I'm the Mad Dog Scipio, joined as I am, God help me every week, by Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. How are you, Amelia?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm mediocre. I'm actually pretty good. This is America's Best Popcast. What's the buzz? Tonight on the record with social media misfits, masters of manipulation, and how social media bottom feeders change the way we live and do business. Amelia, let's get right into this. I'm going
Sure.
to forego the pleasantries for
Mm-hmm.
a couple minutes anyway.
Okay.
You spend a fair amount of time, a lot actually, on social media. So, how has your interaction on social media, and I'm very serious about this,
Mhm.
how has your interaction on social media changed over the last 8 to 10 years? What,
Well, I
what have
mean,
you noticed, good or bad?
well, it's like anytime that like you say something out loud, if you have an Alexa app, or if you uh say something or look up something on your phone, all of a sudden it's on your Facebook page. I've noticed anytime
Do you
you
know
look
what
up.
they call that? I found out about that,
Mm,
by the way. Do you know what they call that?
Mm-mm.
It's called predictive programming. It's what happens is, folks, check this out. And Amelia's absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
You could be talking about something, and then 5 minutes later, it pops up on your Facebook
It
or your
does.
Instagram or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. It does
It's called
automatically.
predictive programming because your phone, ladies and gentlemen, your phone is listening to you. It's spying on you. Do you know that you cannot turn off your microphone on your phone? It's
Mm.
impossible. There's no way to turn off your phone's microphone. And there's a reason for that. It's an integral part of your phone's working system.
Right.
Your phone has to have a means by which to hear you.
Right. In case an
And
emergency.
and it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because if God forbid you get lost
Mm-hmm.
or you're break down on the side of the road, they send a ping to your phone
Mm-hmm.
and they find out where your phone is.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
And you can call from the side of the road. I don't know where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere. All right, sit tight. We'll find out where you're at. And what they do is they ping your phone, all because your microphone is critical in how they ping your phone.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
also a horrible way to have to live knowing that everything you say is being
Listen to
listened
and
to by
recorded
somebody.
probably. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's absolutely being recorded for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's no
just
question about that.
just like when we were in that real bad car accident 5 years ago where they T-boned on my side. All of a sudden we had OnStar, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
OnStar's calling us real quick. Are you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
okay? I just saw you guys were in a car accident. I'm like, okay, yeah, we are.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Hmm.
Do you know why? Because OnStar is essentially your car's spying device.
Yes,
But I'll bet you're thankful to have it
yes,
at that time.
we were. Yes, because
Yep.
they had to pull me out of the driver's side, and that was a difficult job because the airbags and everything like that. I thought I was gonna be stuck.
Well, I've seen some of them airbags. I saw a woman get pinned by
Hmm.
the airbag.
Yeah.
Now, the airbags are supposed to explode, they're supposed to deflate.
Yes.
This one didn't, and it pinned the
Mm.
woman back into her seat.
Mm.
But let's talk about this. Masters of manipulation. Um, how social media bottom feeders change the way we live and do business. How has And you started to talk about it, but as
Mhm.
usual, you veer off the rails because that's what, folks. That's what she does.
Well,
It's
no,
just
it's like OnStar is like a, also a thing where so we're talking about
that's
that.
why we love Amelia because she's a loon.
Shut up,
Um,
you're the loon.
if you don't believe me, ask Leon. Leon's in the chat tonight. Okay,
Leon's gonna be nice to me, I hope. No, but
Leon's.
no. But anyways, like you were saying about social media and buying stuff, they're trying to make stuff more appealing. They usually sell the
Yeah, of
same thing, but different companies will
course.
sell it for different prices, so you can actually see which one it is you want. And usually it's the same machine, just different name brand.
Um,
That's what they give you
yeah.
on there, but it's usually the same name brand. They just kind of change it to lower and lower and lower. It's the same company that makes it though.
Well, and I think because I know a little bit about that because my wife lives on TikTok. And particularly, my wife has fallen in love with the TikTok shop.
Oh wow.
Shut your mouth.
I've only bought one thing from there. One thing, that's it.
What? The TikTok shop?
Hmm.
Anita lives on the TikTok. Between TikTok and Timu, I don't stand a chance.
Oh
By the
yeah,
way, I love Timu. We'll
yeah.
talk about it. Anyway, because we're going to do a whole show, folks. Amelia don't know it yet. She's finding out right now.
He likes to keep me on my
We're
toes.
doing we're doing a whole show on online shopping.
Yes.
How
Yeah, we have
online
to.
shopping has changed the world, and it really has, very seriously. Um, but that's another show. Let's talk about this though. Um, for me, and it's just to show you, I'm
Mhm.
going to give away my shit here, right?
Mm.
So years ago, before Facebook, imagine that before Facebook,
Yeah.
there was a little thing called MySpace.
Yes.
Okay, now some guy came up with this idea called MySpace, where you bunch of people get together and converse and make friends online. And
Mhm.
it started out. I found out something about MySpace. It started out, believe it or not, as a dating app.
What?
Did you know
Really?
that?
No.
It did. MySpace, ladies and gentlemen, you check this out if you think I'm lying. If you think that this is bullshit, check it out. I swear to you.
Mhm.
MySpace started out as a dating app, and they found that what was happening is that more social interaction was going on than dating.
Yeah, and younger
More
kids were getting
people
on
were
it.
interested in just talking.
Mhm.
Imagine that. The people talking. How about that shit? Right?
Wow.
Now, nobody talks. And we're
Nope.
going to do a show about that.
Yep. Nobody talks. They either
Nice. Yes,
text you
you're
or
right.
they don't.
Leon, his name, the MySpace guy is Tom Anderson. That's his name, Leon. Tom Anderson. Honestly, can't make this shit up,
So
folks.
Facebook is a copycat of MySpace, basically.
Kinda.
Mhm.
Kind of.
Mhm.
Um, Mark Zuckerfucker
Mhm.
stole the idea
Yeah.
of Facebook from two brothers that were going to college with him. These two guys. They were twins, actually, two twin brothers in college. And again, they had this idea of like, well, how do we meet girls? Because what do college guys do, right?
Right.
They want to meet girls, drink, and get laid. That's what they. That's what, apparently, that's what college is for, folks. You don't go there to learn. You go
Nope.
there to drink and hook up and get laid.
For
That's
the after parties, forget the studying.
yeah, and get drunk on Friday and Saturday nights and have the cops
Mhm.
called because that's what college kids do. Anyway,
Mhm.
so Mark Zuckerfuck took this idea, he stole this idea from these brothers. And what he did, because he was like a computer geek, he came up with a code. And he took their code and he added his code to it and came up with this thing called the Facebook. It was called the Facebook,
The Facebook. Mhm.
right? So somebody says to him, you know what? It's kind of great idea you got there that you stole there or whatever the case may be, but drop the from the
Mhm.
Facebook and just call it Facebook.
Mhm.
And that's when he became a gazillionaire because it caught on like lightning in a bottle,
Yes.
and it's still catching on. Do you know that it's estimated? Check this one out, Leon. You're going to love this. One in every three people, listen to me, I'm telling you, this is the truth.
Mhm.
One in every three people on planet Earth have Facebook.
Yes.
One in every three people have Facebook. Here's one that's going to scare you. One in every two people have TikTok. That should frighten the fuck out of you,
Yeah.
especially you because you live on TikTok.
I haven't been on it today
And
and
by
yesterday.
the way, folks, I had to block Amelia from my
Yes.
TikTok. So she's my co-host, and she's been with me for a couple of 2 years now, right? Over 2 years.
Yeah.
But I had to block her on TikTok because every 3 seconds there's an Amelia video coming through. Because all she
I
does all day long, because she's not working, so all she does
mhm.
all day is make videos
No,
of
I haven't been on there
naked
since
cowboys, and
I
that's what
haven't
she does.
done any video since Friday. So, but I haven't been on it at all today. And yesterday I got on it for like 5 minutes, and that's it.
I'm crying tears of shame for you. Shut up, all right? Oh my God, please. Leon, do you see what I got to deal with over here?
No, I think he sees what
Uh,
I have to deal with.
the Italian's Facebook is called Shut Up Your Facebook. I love Leon. Oh my God, he's fucking crazy. I love it.
No, I
Sounds
mean
like
it's
a
like too.
57. Yep.
It's like also they say, oh, we have this nice little thing you can create your own shampoo, and people are buying into that stuff. That's
Oh
great,
yeah. Well, here's
stuff
the
like
thing
that.
though. People don't understand that the impact of social media. Yes, it can you have fun with it? Absolutely.
Hmm.
Is it a great way to meet up with your family you haven't seen in years?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Can you meet up with old friends that you went to high school with? Absolutely.
Hmm.
Or college? Yes. I
Hmm.
agree completely. I will concede absolutely. You can do that. But there was a time in my lifetime when you picked up your telephone connected to a wire
Yes.
hanging on the wall and you called your family and friends and said, "Come
Hmm.
on over tonight and have some coffee and
Yep.
cake with
I had
me."
that little string on the cord. You could play with it while you were talking.
Yeah, while you were talking, you could,
Hmm.
because it was already curled
Yeah,
and
might as well.
you curl it around your finger.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring a phone on here one day so people know what the hell we're talking
Yeah.
about
You
because
know that
nobody
they
knows
did
what
that.
phones are.
Yeah, exactly. They did that with 8 or 10-year-olds now. They say, okay, make a call on this. They're like, how do we
I go,
dial on
"What
it?
is that?" Do
Yeah.
you know? Not to get too far off the subject,
Hmm.
Leon, you're going to appreciate this one because you're a few years older. Check this out. I showed somebody a 45 record.
Hmm.
Okay. They said, "Where'd you get that unusual CD from?
CD.
Oh, no, where'd you get that weird CD?"
They called it a CD.
A
Oh my
C,
gosh.
yeah, because they didn't know what a record was.
Wow.
We live, I swear to you, I swear to you, we live in a generation that doesn't know what a record is. Okay. A 45 with a hole in it.
Mm,
How do
those
you
are the
play
best
that?
ones.
Where do you put it in? You don't put it in anything.
Mm-mm.
You
Those are
put it
the best
on
ones.
a turntable, it
Hmm.
spins, and you put a needle on it.
Hmm.
And that's how you hear your music.
Yes.
People don't get that. But social media, believe it or not, is partly responsible for
Yeah,
that.
it is.
And it's responsible because it gave birth to Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio,
Hmm.
um, Amazon Music.
Yes.
Oh God, Apple Music, just any number
Yeah.
of. Oh my God! I mean, it's
There's
just to
so
give you
many
an
of them.
idea.
Mhm.
So the idea of, and it's pretty remarkable, the idea of a generation living with a product that they've never heard of before. Like, I'll give you an example. You got YouTube. All right. YouTube was born out of the social media revolution.
Right.
Pinterest, iHeart, Podbean, our home, our home hub, Stitcher, another one that we use,
Mhm.
Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, SoundCloud, another one that
Right.
we're on. Oh God, who else are we? I mean, the Deezer. We're on all
Yeah.
of these.
So many of them, and it's like also the Audible for the books. It's like how hard is it to pick up a
Oh
book
yeah,
anymore
that's
and
another
read?
one. We are actually on
You know,
Audible.
you know.
Our
I like
show is on Audible.
I like picking up a book and flipping the pages. I'd rather do
Yeah.
that. That.
And you don't even have to read the book. The book
Mhm. Yeah,
reads to you.
exactly.
Okay, think about that. That you don't even have to read a book. You can sit there and listen to a book.
Mhm.
Well, what's the whole idea of, like, you know, picking up your book and like reading the words?
Yeah, I'd rather do
You
that
know,
because that way I feel like I'm more into the story that way.
but
It's like
that's
I'm a part of it.
social media, Amelia.
Yeah, it's
Was
changed.
all led into all of this that we're talking about.
Mhm.
But some good has come of it, and a lot of negative has come of
Yes,
it.
a lot of negative has come out of it as well.
Let me tell you, it's funny, folks, and I want to give credit to Doctor. I'm going to get his name here. It's important. I want to make sure I get this right because it's very, very important. I want to give credit to Dr. Sinan Oral from India. Dr. Sinan Oral wrote an article that's funny because about 3 weeks ago, I said to Amelia, I'm going to do a show on social media called Vessels of
Mhm.
Misinformation. Well, Dr. Sinan Oral actually wrote an article, and those of you who can see this on YouTube and Roku TV and all the
Mhm.
television stations that we're on, you can see this, that he wrote an article called Vessels of Misinformation. So it kind of worked out great. Let me tell you what Dr. Sinan Oral said.
Mhm.
The entire globe is facing information wars of an unprecedented nature. And he's absolutely right. Scary.
Mhm.
Social media is the transporter of misinformation and disinformation. And we're going to talk about the difference between the two. What do they actually mean? And it's important because there is a
Mhm.
huge difference. Big tech has been under fire for not implementing enough measures, and this is true. I'm one of those people that have, and I'll be honest with you, folks. I've been
Mhm.
shitting on big tech for a long time on this show, saying they need to do more to protect,
Yes.
safeguard kids, safeguard
Yes.
our privacy. So let me just read this and we'll talk,
Mhm.
okay? Because I want to take small sections at a time,
Oh,
Neil.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So big tech has been under fire for not implementing enough measures to uphold the democratic process and increase transparency. These platforms are the primary source of fake news across the globe. Now, stop there for a minute. You'll notice they didn't say news.
Mhm.
They did not say it's the primary source of news. What he specifically says is it's the primary source of fake news.
Fake
You can
news.
see
Mhm.
right there, fake news across the globe. And even with efficient fact checkers, and we're going to talk about fact checkers, are they really doing justice? We're going to talk about that. They cannot filter out the untruth, which travel further and faster than the facts. Now, years ago, Amelia, when you were just a little infant, probably before you were born,
Mhm.
In fact, I know before you were born. There was a guy named William Randolph Hearst, and he said, remember this, Leon, because you and I are old farts. We remember this. William Randolph Hearst said, when the rumor is greater than the fact, print the rumor. Why? Why would you do that, Neil?
So people will believe it. People will believe more of the rumor than they will the truth
Why?
because they're gullible.
Well, that's one word,
Hmm.
but here's the word I was looking for.
They're misinformed.
No, because the rumor is juicier.
Mm-hmm.
People love gossip.
Oh,
That's
of
the word I
course.
was looking for, gossip.
Yeah, they love
But you're
gossip,
right. Gullible, yes. I was hoping you would say gullible and gossip.
right?
But you get where I'm going with
Yeah.
it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And
Well,
also,
tell everybody. Go ahead, talk.
well, let's go ahead and do that after the break because we have a break coming up.
Out of hell with the commercial.
Okay,
Nah, I can't say that because our sponsors are.
that's right.
I got. Oh no, because I got to go to Leon after we get back. Okay, because.
Mhm.
All right, listen, folks. Take a look at this from our sponsors at Manscaped. Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code Wrestling Future for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com and the Lawnmower 3.0, your balls will thank you. And so will we. What's the buzz, America's Best Podcast? Tonight on the record with social media masters of manipulation. I am Angelo Mad Dog DeCipio. She's the Pitbull, Amelia Pitbull Chapman. Tonight, an interesting something I wanted to do for quite a little while and talk about on a serious nature, talk about how people and information are being manipulated, in some cases outright lied to, in some
Oh, yeah.
cases outright made up. You just heard me before the break talk about these various platforms, social media platforms. We're talking about, of course, the biggest offender: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, um, MySpace. Believe it or not, folks, it's still around. I can't even make this up. It's still around. What else? Instagram. What else, Amelia? What do we got?
We also have the TikTok. Don't forget
TikTok.
that. We have a
Yes,
X, which was
TikTok.
used to be Twitter. We still
Yeah,
have that,
X.
and mhm, and
Important. Yeah. Um, but we're talking. Oh, Leon. He says. Let's see. He says also interested in getting marijuana banned in the third. Oh yeah, talking about William Randolph Hearst. Yes, this is true, by the way. Um, but it's Leon. I got to ask you, brother, to stay on topic with me, okay? Because I know sometimes when your meds kick in, you tend to you wander. Your mind.
well,
I
also
love
the bad
Leon, but
part of the bad
see,
part of
the reason I love Leon is because he's a scatterbrain like you. He's a dope. He's goofy like you are.
and I'm
And
not
the
on
two
any
of you are like two
medication.
peas in a pod. Anyway, but
No, but
it's
also, like you were saying though about the misinformation.
yeah.
What about those fake accounts that people create that try
No,
to
no,
get,
no, 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 no.
you know,
That's
that
no, that's a whole no, no,
that's a
no.
different show. But also, like,
No.
let's say I wanted to
It's a
sell
different
you.
show because it's a whole
Mhm.
different subject.
What if like you wanted to buy Italian bread or something like that? Let's just say, and you get all these ads. It's like, what? Stop, please. Quit sending them to me. Even on Instagram, they send them to you. Have you noticed that?
Sure. But
It's
but you have to understand something, Amelia.
mhm,
Marketing is how they make their money.
mhm.
And we're talking about two different things. I can understand predictive programming and
Mhm.
marketing because it's how advertisers find out what you, for example,
Mhm.
if I go on Facebook and I put, and because this has happened before,
Yeah.
folks, I made a video of my mother making homemade escarole soup. It's what they call Italian wedding soup. Okay.
Mhm.
Now listen to this because this is true. I put the video up. I showed her making it. I cut it. I said, we'll be right back so you can see the rest of it. And cut, I edited it, put it back. Okay. I said, okay, we're back now. And here's Amelia. I'm not even kidding you. 5 minutes, 5 minutes after that video went up,
Yes.
I was getting soup recipes from every cooking channel on the
Mhm.
internet.
And
Okay.
ask you to join their page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Because
bad
I
part
put
of
a
it.
video up of my
Mhm.
mother making soup.
Yeah, and that's the bad
Right.
part of that too, because you get all this stuff, and you're like, I didn't want to get all this stuff. You know how many stuff I had to delete off of mine that I
Oh
follow
yeah, I
because
can
it
believe it.
follows, it follows, and follows that, and I'm like, nope, delete, delete, delete.
I could believe I absolutely believe.
Hmm.
Listen, there's not much. Look, let's be honest, folks. If you listen to this show with any regularity, and I know you do, and Leon is here tonight, and he can tell you, I take regular giant shits on social media on a daily basis on this show.
He hates
Okay,
social media.
I hate social media. I
Yeah, he'll
can't
tell you.
stand it. The fact that, let me show you how much I hate it. Okay,
Hmm.
Amelia's in charge of my page on Facebook. Okay, I'm not
Hmm.
even in charge of it. You know why? Because I don't want to know what's going tonight. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, when we went on the air, before we went on the air, she said, "Did you go onto the page tonight? There's a guy named such and such and such that's got he put a comment or whatever. He had something to say. Right? Am I lying? Please
No, no, I
say his name
wanted.
and don't say the other person's name.
Well, I'm not
Well,
gonna say any
two
names because
people
he just hates it.
apparently had a beef with each other. All right,
Hmm.
and he decided, this guy, for whatever reason, to put his 2 cents worth on my social media page.
And I was like,
And
what?
I don't even know about it. Amelia had to tell me because I don't go there
Mm-mm.
because I don't really give a shit, to be
No.
honest with you.
And if it's something very important, emergency, I'll call you and say, "Hey, look, you have to take a look at this." But
And what
otherwise,
you do, and I'll
mhm,
give you credit, if it's something that's like takes, like precedent, if it's something that
mhm,
takes precedent and it's, if it's something I have to be involved with,
yeah,
then it's got to be pretty important. Because what do
yes,
I say most of the time? Deal with it.
yeah, deal with it. But if it's something
And
that,
you know what to do, either
mhm,
delete it or make it right, or be the
correct,
referee or whatever the case is.
mhm,
But you're pretty good like that. She's a pretty good referee, by the way.
mhm,
I'm gonna buy her a striped shirt too.
right,
Um, but here's the thing, though. I'm getting back onto the serious nature
mhm,
here. One of the things I said about tonight's show was how social media bottom feeders change the way we live and do business. And Dr. Sinan Aral, who wrote this article, here's what he said about that.
mhm,
And I want you to listen to the word. These are, by the way, folks, these
mhm,
are not my words, and I'm not taking credit for it, but I absolutely agree with every word that Dr. Sinan Aral wrote in
mhm.
his summary. He wrote this. It's called Summary of Perils. Here's the dangers, Million. Human beings are inherently complacent and callous about affairs that do not personally disrupt their lives. In other words, if it doesn't affect me, I don't give a shit.
Right,
What I just said about my Facebook page,
mhm,
it doesn't affect me, I don't give a shit. Okay. Except when they try to block me out of my page for doing something that I didn't do. And that's happened
last month.
twice in the last month.
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah, it
Tell
happened
me
to
if
you
I'm
in
lying,
June.
please.
No, it
Please tell
happened
me if
to
I'm
you.
bullshitting.
Nope, you're not.
Okay, so here's what Dr. Sananaral says. With over, now listen to this one. This is crazy.
Mhm,
with over 2.77 billion folks. Listen to me. With over 2.77 billion users, social media is one such universal disruptor. Digital platforms are the most convenient mode of communication, both, and I said this at the beginning of the show, both to keep in touch with loved ones, entertainment news, engaging with like minded people. However, with the advent of social media, society has been introduced, and this is where Amelia comes in. Society has been introduced to numerous afflictions like cyberbullying, teen depression, hate speech, which, by the way, Amelia has been the victim of hate speech, false information. You've also been the victim of false information that we're
Mhm.
not going to tell anybody about because it's none of their fucking business. Um, what other problem? The biggest problem is, and this is what Dr. Sanana Rao says, the biggest disruption that social media incurs is a disruption in the democratic process. It used to be if you had a problem, you would go to your accuser. Now, some person behind the keyboard who you don't see, who you don't know, who means nothing to you,
Right.
makes the decision for your life based on what they think you're doing.
Correct.
I have one thing to say about that. Fuck you, okay? Fuck you, motherfucker. You have no right to tell me, her, or anyone else who watches this show, who uses social media, whether it's X, Twitter, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you have no right to tell any human being what they can do, say, how to act, what to say, what to do, who to be friends with. You have no right, no charge in that. So fuck you once again.
Yes. Thank you.
Now, and Dr. Sanana Rao basically says, flip them the bird.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Thank you. God bless Dr. Sanana Rao. I
Right.
love her.
That was a
God
great
bless.
article. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Basically, nobody
listen, I
can tell
want
you
you
who
to
to be
listen
friends
to
with.
this. I want you to listen to this. It's important, please.
Hmm.
Please, please, please. Because this is incredibly serious. There have been, and because of these people
Hmm.
that I just mentioned, these people who don't know you, who don't know your life, your all of these invisible people making decisions on your behalf.
Right.
Listen to this; it's incredibly important. There have been numerous documented lynchings and deaths in many parts of India, where he's from, due
Mm.
to false news spread via social media. These attacks have been aimed at religious minorities. Oh, I have been aimed at the religious, comma, minorities, comma, in an effort to establish authoritarian nationalism. What does that mean? It means they're trying to take your democratic rights away. If you don't believe that, take a look at the biggest, phoniest presidential debate in modern contemporary American history that was completely fabricated by social media. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, CNN is not a news organization. It's a social media platform like MSNBC, like Fox News, like all of these news outlets. They are no longer news agencies, they're extensions of social media. And if you don't believe that, Google it.
Yeah.
Do some fucking research like we do. We've got the facts, the figures, the numbers to back us up and to prove it. And if you have a problem with that, well, it's your problem, not ours. So, Amelia, go ahead, continue. You had
Yeah. I
something you
mean,
wanted to say.
well, just like you were saying before, I mean, the bullying and stuff like that, we've all been a part of it as kids, but also adults as well, not just kids. You can be
Say
bullied.
that again, folks. Say that again.
Yeah. You can be
Tell them.
bullied as an adult, not just as children. Children can be bullied, and also adults can be bullied because I've been through the adult bullying before, just last year,
Because
recently,
of social media.
because of social media. Correct.
Now, I want people to understand something, and I'm not picking on Amelia.
No.
Amelia spends a lot of time on social media, and there's a reason she does, because she does a lot of research for this show. She's the producer of this show. She finds a lot of information on social media. Her contacts on social media often share information with her.
Mhm.
You have to understand, as much as I bitch and complain and can't stand the prospects of social media, I also am intelligent enough, open minded enough to know that it's doing some good for some people.
Yes.
There are people who live in New Jersey who have relatives in California who can't afford to fly every couple of months.
Right.
So what do? You pick up your Facebook. You go on Facebook Messenger. You hit that little right there. You hit that little camera, and in
Mhm.
3 seconds,
You
you're
can read.
connected to your cousin in
Mhm.
San Diego,
Right.
right?
Right, and even send them a message if like today, for example, is the birthday of my cousin. She has her page to where you can't write anything on it, but I had to send her a message on social
Well,
media
yeah,
because to say happy birthday, but I had to
sure.
send it through Messenger as a happy birthday. And the other one doesn't have a Facebook page at all. She took it down, but her twin sister does. So I said, "Do me a favor. I wish you happy birthday. Would you wish your sister happy birthday for me?"
You
Because she
just brought
doesn't
up
have.
something very important, whether you know it or not.
Hmm.
You just brought up something very, very important. The growing number, and Leon, I would love to have your input, Leon. The growing number of people leaving social media, particularly leaving Facebook
Hmm.
to go to alternative places like
Yes.
Truth Social. Like, what's that other one, Amelia?
Odyssey, that you have Odyssey on that one, and then
Odyssey,
mhm,
Truth
and
Social,
a lot of people go to Instagram
Twitter,
instead, and
people
Twitter.
going to X. I keep calling it, look, to me, it's Twitter, okay?
It's still Twitter to me
Yeah,
too.
call it what you want to call it. It's still Twitter
Mhm,
to me.
mhm.
Um, just the difference is now a richer guy owns it than the
Yeah,
last rich guy is poor compared to this rich guy. All right.
right.
So anyway, but the point is that you understanding social media is a matter of the degrees to which you're willing to accept it.
Yes.
I'm willing to accept the fact that it can do some good, but I refuse to accept anyone on social media telling me what I can or cannot say, what I can or cannot do. They claim that Facebook is a private company.
I don't
Well,
think so.
I don't care what you call it, folks. If you put it out there, it's public. I don't care how private you think it is, it's public. If I can do it, Amelia can do it, my wife can do it, everybody that we know is on Facebook.
Mhm.
Guess what? It's fucking public. Just call it what it is.
Yes, exactly. It is.
They're hiding behind privilege, is what they're doing,
Mhm.
because they
Yeah.
want to be able to tell you what you can do. And I want to tell you something. I want to tell everybody what happened. I have an account here on Facebook, folks. I have I have a profile page, and I also have a what do they call that, Amelia?
Or what's the buzz page?
Yeah, what's the buzz? What do they call it? A page.
Yeah.
You know, a profile and a page. That's what they call it. All
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
So I have one of each. I use my profile. I very rarely use my what's the buzz page because Amelia takes care of that.
Hmm.
I logged on. This is twice has happened in a month. I logged on, and as soon as I logged on, it cut me off. It said you're banned for 180 days.
Wow.
Okay. I was like, what the fuck happened now? Now what? What did I do? Because I hardly go on.
Not
Because
on your
every
personal.
time I open my mouth, they want to shut me down for something.
Hmm.
By the way, Mark Zuckerfuck, fuck you, motherfucker. Anyway, because I don't like that prick. Because he's a Zionist piece of shit.
Yes.
Anyway, and he thinks that he's the. But here's the other thing, though. Facebook works with the government, and everybody knows how much I love the government. Okay, I don't. That's the point. I
You don't.
at all. I love my country, ladies and gentlemen, but I can't stand my government because they lie. All they got to do, if my government tells me the truth, I will accept it no matter what that truth is. If the government says to me, Mr. DeCipio, we're going to fuck you over and we're going to do it and you're going to like it. Okay, that's fine. Just tell me what you're going to do. I'm good with it. But don't lie to me and say, don't worry, Mr. DeCipio, everything's going to be fine. Because that's a lie. Because the
And all of a
government
sudden it's
never
not.
tells anybody they're going to be fine.
No.
That's not what they do.
No, they don't.
They don't do that.
No.
Okay? Leon. Let me get up here, Leon.
What did he say now?
Yeah. Here you go.
Hmm.
Rosie says she's never had social media. She has email and that. And you know what? And that so many people are like that. They
My
have
son
email.
is. He'd rather have just email, nothing else.
There's a lot of there's a lot of people like that.
And my son's 30 years old, and he does not want a Facebook and never will want one.
By the way, if you guys are watching this on television or YouTube or any of our video streaming platforms, and you're looking at that really white girl, and who's that black man with her? That black man is me, folks. I'm Italian, and I get very dark. I get very black very quickly, and right now I kind of resemble. See, Amelia's Mexican. She's full-blooded Mexican.
I am.
But I actually look like Juan Valdez right now.
I don't go outside as far as it is, I guess.
What's that? Say again?
I don't go outside that much.
Well, you need to get some sun, woman. God.
We're a little bit, speaking of, we need to do
went
something.
outside for one day, okay?
Oh my gosh.
And turned into a lobster and then turned into a piece of toast.
Oh
That's
no.
what I look like, folks. I look. See this?
Yeah.
There's no makeup, folks. I'm
Nope.
I'm dark, and it's all the way through dark. You
Mhm.
can tell that I'm white, though. Look at my neck. See?
Yeah.
You have
You
to
had
look
that
at my
part.
neck to tell that I'm white.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's time for our last commercial.
yeah, I want to get Leon in here first.
Okay.
We're from the government. Yeah, we're here to help you. And that means you're effed. By
You're
the
fucking-
way, Leon, by the way, did you look at the word effed spells fed, F-E-D?
Fed. Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Well, listen, speaking of here to help you, we are here to help you, folks. I want you to think about somebody you know that needs
Mhm.
help with alcohol, drug addiction, somebody to talk to. You need a Coke Anonymous, Drug Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous. We have a group for you. And even some kids out there that may be listening to this or watching on their phones. If you got issues and you need to talk, we are here for you. Take a look at this. WWTF Radio 88.7 on the broadband radio system globally. This is the Mad Dog, and this is the Pitbull. And another show is about to be written in the books. I'll tell you what. This was a good show tonight.
Yes, it was.
I love whenever I get a chance to vent
Hmm.
and say Zuckerfuck.
This was a good way to vent, especially about social media, because you
It's a great way to
love quote
And
social media.
one of the things that there's one more thing that I wanted to read because it's really important. Dr. Sanana Rao, who wrote this article, there's something else he wrote, and we're actually going to do an entire show on this subject
Oh, good.
that related to social media, because this is just part one. Part two is going to be called The Hype Machine, how social media disrupts our elections. And we're going to do that. Why? Because we are coming into election season. The first
Yeah.
debate is in the books. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. I'm not saying another word.
I know, right?
Nope, I ain't saying shit. I'm going to wait till the show to say that. How social media disrupts our elections, our economy, and our health, and how we must adapt. And here's my question. I would add to that. Should we adapt or should we revolt? That's the question I have. Social media, is it good or bad, Amelia? What do you think?
Well, it's good for the most part, but bad for the most part. So it's like a 50-50 thing.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You're talking at both sides of your ass over here now. It's good for the most part and bad for them. No, you got to tell me, why is it good?
Well, I mean, like you
Why
said
do you
earlier,
say it's,
we could reach out to family and friends that we haven't spoken to in a long time,
oh,
our
well, we
high school
covered
friends.
that, but give me,
That's a good thing.
forget, listen, stop,
Oh, well,
stop. Hold on.
also,
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me ask
mhm,
you a question. It's
yeah,
important.
okay,
Because whenever I have a question, it's very important.
yes,
So forget about the obvious reasons,
right,
okay?
hmm,
Connecting with loved ones. Okay, that's clear. We
right,
went through that.
hmm.
What other reasons can you attest to personally that social media is a benefit to society
Well,
based on your personal experience?
I mean, it's helped me get some good recipes, like you were saying before,
All right,
that I've
I'll go with
cooked
that. Go ahead.
before. And it's helped me compare prices on certain items, like which store has the better price. I have to travel a little bit more to that store, but hey, I get the better price. I'm going to do that,
All right,
depending on
so
the
go ahead.
products, you know, things like
Besides
that.
recipes and prices.
Well, no, not only that. And then also, it kind of like gives you, like, okay, this person said this about the government, or this person said that. It's like a debate thing going on itself on Facebook. You go either way.
But that's what debate is about. It can go
Mhm.
either way.
And people argue
Um,
about it all the time, and I just love to listen to look at the comments, especially
yeah.
like you said, fake news, CNN, and see what they're having to say. And then the other
Yeah.
news
You know what CNN stands for, right?
mm-mm,
The Concocted News Network.
I could figure that.
Yeah, concocted
And
news, but they make shit up.
they make shit up all the time. And then also too, it helps you, like, okay, what if they said that the sky was purple, but then you went to another page, the sky is blue. You look outside, wait a minute, the sky is blue. So I'm gonna believe more of this news media, and I'm gonna listen to what they're saying more than I am CNN, because they're gonna falsify and give you something, like you said, juicier that you want
Mhm.
to know than compared to the truth, because they're gonna tell you something false.
Okay.
That.
So
And
give me then personal experiences of why people should avoid social media.
Well, especially the best thing to avoid is make sure that, of course, the anti-bullying thing, but also try to avoid putting a lot of your kids' pictures online as well. That's a main part.
Okay, well
I
that's
don't know if you've seen that.
that's pretty obvious. But what if someone, for example, Leon said that his friend Rosie, and by the way, they're hey
Mhm.
Leon, Rosie, we'll get you on the show too one day, Rosie.
Well, I can tell you why my son's not on there because he hates the social media. He hates what people are saying on it. He
He's
doesn't believe
smart.
he
Your
doesn't
kid
believe
is
any
smart.
yeah, he doesn't believe
That's why
anything that's
he's
said
not
on
on
there.
social media
Yeah,
because he's smart.
yeah. He'll
Okay,
listen to he doesn't
he's
hate like
smarter than you. You're on TikTok. Dope.
well, he hates it because of the
Anyway,
fact that nothing's been told. He says, "Mom, everything on there is false. Nothing's the truth. Rarely you'll find maybe 1% that's true on there." And like he said, good recipes. Because I showed him the
well,
recipes. He's like, "Let's make this." But
yeah.
he gets a lot of his information from us and you and YouTube. That's where he
True.
gets a.
Well, yeah. If they're getting information from us,
Hmm.
and by the way, I get a lot of emails thanking us
Yeah.
for telling people where they can find the information we give them.
Yes.
One of the things that we do, folks, on this show, because a lot of people in the beginning with this show would say, "Oh, you're full of shit. You're making that up," and blah blah blah. I
Mhm.
say, you know what, Amelia? I'm going to tell people where we get our info from.
Yeah.
And if they want to search it out and do their own research,
Hmm.
there you go.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of having to defend myself.
Oh, absolutely.
I
You
don't
shouldn't have
have
to
to
defend
defend
yourself.
myself because
Yeah.
every show that we do, if you go on to wwtfradio.podbean.com, you will see not only a description of the show, the contents of the show, but you'll see a link to where I got the info.
Absolutely. You
And
always put
if
that there.
that's not good enough, you can actually download an entire transcript of the
Absolutely.
show. And you can download the whole show if you want,
Yes.
like 120,000 people already have.
Hmm.
Let me see what Leon's saying here. That's really a nickname I give.
Oh.
That's funny. Look, it goes, Rosie is Dawn Corleone. That's funny. Dawn Corleone. Like
Because of
Don Corleone, right?
right?
Because
Because of
his
the unmasked.
girlfriend Rosie's Italian.
I see.
Yeah, that's what he didn't tell you. She's Italian. All right, so
Uh-oh.
Amelia, what do we got coming up?
Oh, okay, absolutely. Tomorrow we have Is Time Travel Possible? What do you think about that?
Oh, I
I
know time travel's
Oh,
possible.
absolutely.
I'm
We're
going to
gonna
tell a story tomorrow night.
it's actually the second one that we've done because people really want to
Yeah,
hear this again. They love our shows, especially the time
yeah.
travel ones.
I'm going to tell a story tomorrow night, Amelia,
Hmm.
um, about an incident that really happened and inspired not only a major motion picture, in fact, two major motion pictures,
Yes.
but also inspired a hit television series. That this event actually did happen.
Yes.
And it's the only time the government said, yep, it happened and we can't explain it. Um, you got to understand, folks, that there are things happening in the world and around us that we can't explain.
We can't.
Some things are just what the word is inexplicable.
Yeah.
Okay. How does a guy, how does a guy from the year 1874 show up in Times Square in 1941? How does that happen? From 1874, how does he show up the same age, wearing the same clothes, saying the same things in 1941 that he was doing, saying, looking like back in 1874?
No. Oh
How is that
wow.
possible? Nobody knows. They didn't
Yeah.
know then, we don't know now. But that's a true story of a man who appeared, literally appeared
All right.
in the middle of Times Square in traffic and
Wow. Ugh.
almost got killed by a car.
Mm.
Because, yes, folks, there were cars back then, you know?
He was probably like, "What is that?" You know?
Yeah, and he literally had to run away from these big monstrous machines.
Right.
That he didn't know what the hell they were.
Mm-hmm. And
Well, you're
you
going to hear
also have,
tomorrow night about all that and more
and you have a premiere
on
show coming up Wednesday.
Is Time Travel Possible? Now, on Wednesday, Richie and Stretch are going to be here. Rick and Stretch. Now, let me tell you about these two guys. I know them for a long time. They're screwed up in the head. They're completely out of their minds. They're entertainers, which explains why they're loony. Because if you're in show business, then you're fucked up. Okay, that's just the way it is. They're going to be here Wednesday talking about whatever the fuck they want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I said, "Hey, look, I'll see you Wednesday night. I'll be here with you. Pitbull will be here with you. We're going to walk you through it, and it's going to be their first time with us together now. Of course, Ricky's been here before,
Oh yes.
but Stretch has not been here before. It's going to be his first time with us. So, in fact, they just called me on the phone. I'll call them back. I just realized how white my teeth are. Look at that. They don't shoot till you see his teeth. Jeez,
Right in the dark. Right.
man, that's me, folks. Anyway, I get tan really fast.
He
Too.
does. I burn. That's why I don't go outside as much. But I bought some stuff that I can plant outside, so I'm going to start planting some herbs and stuff like that. So
Make sure you wear a hat.
I definitely will. A lot of sunscreen, especially here in Florida.
Yeah, for real. Yep. So Wednesday night, Ricky and Stretch are going to be here. That's bullshit. That's the name of the new show. That's bullshit. They're going to talk about. They're very political, both of these guys. So you're going to hear a lot of political stuff from Ricky and Stretch. So, in fact, you know what? I'm going to call him back. Watch it.
Okay.
I'm going to do something. Watch it.
And then, of course, next week on July 8th and 9th.
Hold on.
Oh.
I'm going to do this. Watch.
Okay.
Hold on, folks. We'll get him. We'll get him on the line for you. They're not going to answer that, right?
Right when we're doing a live show, they're not going to answer.
Pick the phone up, you bastard. Hello. Goodbye. I'll talk to you later.
Right? He's like, oh, well, we're going to call him back in a minute.
I know, right? Anyway, well, they left me a message.
Mhm.
So, look, I was hoping to get them on. I wanted to bust their chops a little bit.
Right?
Damn.
But be very careful what you see and hear and buy on social media. Be very careful.
Yeah, believe half of what you see,
Mhm.
none of what you hear. Fact check yourself. Don't let anybody fact check for you. There's no reason you can't do your own research, folks.
Right.
And that's
And
the biggest message we want to get across to you is if you have questions, ask those questions.
yes,
Don't
please.
wait for somebody else to give you the answer before you give them the question.
Right.
Because somebody they're dying. They're dying to make some shit up that you'll believe. And
Oh,
you will
absolutely. All
believe
the
it. I
time.
promise you, you'll believe it. For Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, I am Mad Dog Angelo DeCipio. This is On the Record for What's the Buzz, America's Best Podcast. We will see you, God willing, in the creek don't rise tomorrow night
All right.
on another episode of What's the Buzz. Take care, folks. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.